Some people are saying that the Spanish horror film Veronica, now streaming on Netflix, is so scary they can't finish it. Does it live up to the hype? We find out now as we slice open and get into the guts of Veronica on the Bloody Breakdown. Let's get creepy. So Veronica is a Spanish horror film directed and written by director Paco Plaza that deals with a supposedly based on a true story that happened in Madrid, where a young woman, a young girl, was basically somehow possessed due to some weirdness that happened with the Ouija board. The way to describe this film would probably be sort of a coming of age meets demonic possession story. And yeah, that's a really good way to describe this story. What starts off this story is the fact that Veronica and one of her friends plus some other girl get together because she gets a Ouija board and decides that she wants to communicate with her father on the day of the solar eclipse that's happening. And things get really weird from there. Something comes out of the Ouija board, seemingly attaches itself onto Veronica, and basically now she's on a fight to protect her and her siblings from some dark force that has invaded their apartment in Madrid. If you've seen one exorcism Ouija board kind of story, you've kind of seen most of them. There's really not much new that you can glean for that, or at least the ones I've seen. I don't really see anything new. It's usually what changes is maybe the style that the director's going with, and perhaps like the characters and maybe the acting that can kind of enhance it. But for the most part, it's a tale as old as demonic time, where, you know, a young girl or somebody gets possessed by a demon. Mingled with this, that I think is a different take than some of the ones we've seen, is a little bit more of a focus on Veronica, the young woman, what she deals with as a young girl forced to grow up, dealing with loss and grief and sorrow when it comes to missing her father, but at the same time having to grow up and be a young woman and be kind of the surrogate mother that her mother can't be for her siblings. And the movie does a good job of focusing in on that, so you have a lot more of a connection with Veronica. I feel like Veronica, this movie, comes off more of as a dark fantasy than an actual like horror film. I was excited at first when I kept hearing people say, oh, this movie's so scary that, you know, you won't be able to finish it. I thought, you know, I was expecting to be made really super uncomfortable. Now, mind you, I am one of maybe, I'm not even trying to say I'm a special snowflake, but I'm probably one of the people, I'm one of those people who was not afraid of the Exorcist movie. I did not find that movie scary. I thought it was cool, I thought it was creepy, I didn't find it scary. It did not creep me out. I never found that movie I never found The Exorcism super scary, so maybe that's one of the reasons why I didn't find Veronica super scary to the point where I would feel compelled to turn it off because I just couldn't deal with it. But that doesn't mean I thought it was a bad film. I think there was some really great acting by the younger cast. I think the young woman who plays Veronica did a superb job in all the emotions of feeling alone and feeling like she was trying to deal with these demonic forces by herself. And I thought the vibe of the movie with the rock and roll Spanish music and the fantasy dark fantasy kind of vibe to it was super cool. It's a very artistic movie to watch. It has a lot of symbolism in it. In the very beginning, maybe like 20 minutes into the film, there are some super creepy, scary moments. And then from there, it's not so much that it's like jump scares as it's just kind of creepy and dark fantasies, and you're dealing with watching as Veronica tries to kind of figure out how to reverse whatever happened from the Ouija board. Is this, to me, will this scare, if this was in a theater, would this scare like 90% of the people in it? I don't think necessarily it would. I think people would walk away saying that was a creepy movie. That was some good acting. That was some cool jump scares here and there. And it got me maybe wanting to never touch a Ouija board again. Not that I've ever wanted to touch a Ouija board in the beginning. I don't think they had too many new ideas when it came to the whole exorcism Ouija board plot line. I think if you've seen a few of them, you've seen all of them. And aside from like the acting and maybe the visuals that added its own spin to it, it very much was the same kind of story. You probably can guess how it goes, how it happens. It's based off of a true story supposedly, so you can look it up to find out how it happens. I don't have to necessarily spoil it for you. It's not good. Should you give this movie a stab? I would say yes, this movie is definitely worth a stab. It's not, you know, anything that's like, oh my gosh, you're gonna be thinking about it for the rest of your week and you're never gonna wanna walk down a street in the dark again or something. But I would say that if you're at home and you have Netflix, and you want to look at something creepy that's also kind of pretty with its visuals and its music and some really cool solid performances by some young actors, then I would say that Veronica is a movie that you could get into. You should also still stay away from Ouija boards though. If you saw Veronica and you want to tell me what your thoughts are, be sure to comment down below and let me know if you think I was completely off when it came to the film and I'm missing out and I should be way more scared about demonic possession and Ouija boards. Let me know. Also, you can let me know if you're totally judging me for not being scared of The Exorcist. It's okay. I can take it. And also, be sure to press that subscribe button so you can be part of the group that's the first to hear about all my newly posted videos weekly on all things horror. Thanks again for watching. Let's get creepy together.